Rabbi. I think. Do you need a cup of coffee, Rabbi? Are you with me?
No, actually, I was looking at the question and I was trying to embody the question. You know what the question is?
No, I don't. You didn't tell me yet.
How do you handle awkward silence on a first date?
I'm like, Rabbi, is he going to answer me?
I just wanted to experience that.
I did. I totally experienced that. Wow. You know, my husband and I had this, and it wasn't a first date. Okay, we were. I don't know what date it was. I mean, we dated for like 3 weeks and then got engaged, so it wasn't so long. But
we dated for 2. But anyway.
Oh yeah, he says 2. We dated for 3. You dated for 2?
Yeah.
Oh, very similar shared experiences. Makes sense. We're twins. Do you guys know that we're twins? We're not really, but Anyway, so we were on, see, now we're having awkward silence. We were on this date and we went to a park and we sat down and we had a nice conversation. We were sitting across from each other. And then the conversation just kind of stopped. And I don't know, I think maybe he even closed his eyes and I'm like, oh, this is getting weird. This is getting awkward. And I just closed my eyes for a minute and I'm breathing deeply and I'm just going to be in this moment, whatever moment he's in. I don't know what he's in, but he's not here with me. And then all of a sudden we're I'm going to call it spontaneous meditation. There was no talking. We closed our eyes and
that's a positive way of looking at awkward silence.
Yeah. And I don't know how long it was. It felt like, forever. It was probably a minute and a half to 2.5 minutes, a long time, and then we just went back on about having the conversation after that. And it was like, I don't know, liberating, I'm going to call it. It was like we just took a pause together. I'm going to describe it like music, okay? In music, we have beats. Well, there's also a beat that's a rest. There's also a rest in music. And if you don't have that...
Such a great
right?
analogy. You need it.
You need a rest.
I say embrace the awkward silence because it's great. It means you can actually enjoy each other's company without saying anything.
And you have time to process and you're thinking and you're getting ready to connect. But it went from a we moment to I'm just going to do my own thing over here until I figure out what's going on and you're going to figure out what's going on and then we're going to come back and connect. And it's okay to have this ebb and flow between us.
Yeah, I think that awkward silences, especially in the beginning of a relationship, show that we can actually enjoy each other's company without having to say anything or fill the void or fill the gap.
Yes.
It's fantastic.
And it's awkward. And it's uncomfortable.
And there's no way to unawkwardize it.
No, and it's sometimes really boring.
But
because I'm sometimes bored. I was, for the first...
And that's okay.
Yeah, for the first 20 seconds, I'm thinking...
Guess what? You will be bored in your life.
I know. But
Newsflash.
Look, it's hard. You don't really want it on a first date, but it happens. If it happens a little later on, it's a little more forgivable because we have a little bit more of a foundation. But I think it's almost like meditation, really. Just... take a deep breath, ground yourself, center yourself, calm yourself. The anxiety that's in there is like this. We should be talking. We should have a connection. We should have a spark. Something should be there. And just go, okay, and that's not happening in this moment. But we're going to have, out of how many minutes together, how many hours together, we're going to have that for what? I don't know, 10 seconds, 30 seconds? And that's going to, people come back from dates and they're like, awkward silence.
Too many.
Right, too many. How many? 3 times. And I'm like, out of how long? How long was
6
the date?
hours.
Right. You're like 1 hour on average. I'm like, that's pretty good. But I think that when people say awkward silence, they're really saying more than that. They're not saying awkward silence. They're really saying awkward person.
Yes.
I'm going to dig into that.
Yes.
Because awkward silence with a not awkward person can be a comfortable silence. Like what I described to you was an interestingly comfortable silence with a comfortable person.
Yes.
But if he was awkward, it would have been an awkward silence with an awkward person. And awkward, I'm not judging the person as awkward. I'm saying, to me, awkward means it didn't jive or fit with me. I'm not defining who they are. I'm defining the energy between us as awkward.
I'd like to push back a bit. There's no way to unawkwardize a first date.
Yeah, it just happens.
It just happens. So you cannot judge. So often, You're
Can we?
judging someone.
Don't send people out on first dates. Can we just send them out on second dates?
I know, right? Let's start with the second date.
We have a whole new
Because
theory. Second dates only.
There's no way to change that.
Right.
It's weird. It's
weird.
awkward.
It is.
And you have to get through it. And don't judge the person by that because you're not showing your best.
And don't judge yourself either.
Hey, you're not showing your best face.
Right.
They're not going to show their best face.
Right.
And just get through it and then go on a second date.
Yeah.
And maybe 5.
5-date challenge.
5-date challenge.
They should try that.
Yeah.
Okay, so suck it up and deal with the awkward silence. Get to a second date. And make sure it's an awkward silence moment, but not an awkward energy. I mean, this is going to be an awkward energy behavior. Yeah, I take that back.
There's no way to
It's awkward.
unawkwardize
This
it.
is
It's
awkward. This whole thing is awkward. I don't want to talk to you anymore. It's awkward.
Wait till the 5th date.
That's it.